This is Austin,
What's going on? It's Dillon.
and we're going to talk about Gundam Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. So two big, like, kind of overall systemic changes that they're doing. Single shot attacks. Your bullets are going to be bigger, 60% larger bullets,
Yeah.
which seems pretty big.
That's a lot, man.
I think that's going to help, not so much in like the long range, but like close up. I feel like that's going to help when you're kind of in the scramble. In your hip fire.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be like the biggest benefit of that, and it'll probably help against hitting fast units as well. So like Exia, Susanowo, like Zaku, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The single shot characters are definitely going to have a lot better time hitting quick characters, because I would say that's where most of the problems come with single bullet characters is, well, shoot, if I have a single bullet and I only got this much ammo, I gotta hit like all these, and Exia's just flying across the screen constantly.
Yeah.
You know, what else we got?
Yeah. So, and then the other big kind of system-wide change is that shields. Shield users are no longer going to get like a penalty to their boost regen when they're holding up their shields. So your shield units are going to be more mobile.
Yeah.
The phrase that they use here is in order to reduce the difficulty to operate them. They're just going to feel better. Shield users needed something like this.
They did not. They deserve to die. They need to go. I hate the shield characters.
Well, okay.
I'm saying that as a melee character, it's going to be harder for me to do my job.
Yeah. Well, and then, so I think maybe that might be healthy for the overall like health of the game, because the game is so niche and it does have a really small player base. And whenever I've played with people, like new people tend to gravitate towards the shield character. Oh, you have a shield. It's a shooting game, right? So that'll be helpful. And maybe easing some of that like difficulty of using a shield user, which personally, I don't know if this is wide spread or anything, but personally, whenever I see somebody getting into the game, they tend to use a shield character because you get that sense of safety there. So like Gundam or GM. And maybe that'll help like a 0.1% with getting new players in. I don't know. It's just something I thought about.
Yeah, I mean, my first character was the OG Gundam.
We'll see. I think it's a good thing, generally speaking. I know you are irritated by shield players, but
I'll get over it.
I don't care.
I'll find a way to kill them.
Yeah. So specifically, suit-specific changes. Maresai, the bullet sizes we talked about, and this is a big one for me because, like, on the worst part of Maresai's kit, obviously, the bayonet stab, right, is very, very pointed, right? It was just a single point in front of you. It was, if they weren't stunned in front of you with your hook, it was pretty difficult to hit, you know? So this is changing from a thrust to a sweep, and I'll throw a screenshot or something on here. But instead of just lunging forward and doing a stab, it goes from left to right, almost all the way across the screen.
Yeah, it looks way better.
It looks great. It looks way better.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of them, and that needle is so hard to hit. And no one likes to whiff on a combo, and it's like, ah.
But yeah, moving on. Gundam, the only change is the bullet size. Talked about that already.
Yep.
GM gets both bullet size and shield, 45 to 100%. That's pretty big. Sazabi is the whipping boy this patch.
Yes, he is.
So he's getting the shield changes, great, but the business end of his kit is getting nerfed across the board. Beam rifle damage down 2 points, 26 to 24. Beam tomahawk cooldown 7 seconds to 9 seconds, and then homing boost cooldown 8 seconds to 10 seconds. So it's quite a, good 10% more sluggish in the movement area. and he's taking a not insignificant damage reduction because that's per pellet, and I think he fires 8 or 10 pellets. So.
Yeah. Well, that tomahawk nerf is gonna be substantial because like that's how he deals with those quick characters. If he just kind of hits that tomahawk, he can really change the way that fight goes. But now
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gonna have to be a lot more reserved with that tomahawk.
More judicious,
Mhm.
yeah. I feel bad for all the zombie players out there.
I don't feel bad at all.
Hyperion. I am excited about these changes because I hate fighting Hyperion personally. Obviously, he's getting the shield changes, and then HP is going down 100, down to 900 from
love that.
1,000.
I love that.
I'm sure you do. But the big change, Armure Lumiere, I think I'm pronouncing that right. The barrier durability is going from 2,000 to 1,500, which this bubble shield is like crazy strong.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and we were like, I don't think I've ever seen that shield actually burst.
It just dissipates after the timer runs out.
Yeah, 900 HP is a lot better because he already has all that shield. It's like
Mm-hmm. All right. Exia and Barbados are getting some boost gauge nerfs. It just takes longer for their boost to start recovering after a dash.
Yep.
So Exia is approaching. Exia and Barbados are both getting set to nearly a full second for your dash to start regenerating.
Yeah, so it's going to be harder to chase. It's going to be harder to get away. Just going to have to be better.
Well, yeah, the explanation they give is that their abilities give them so much movement already.
Yeah.
It feels like a pretty light nerf, honestly.
Stop touching Bobby. They can nerf Exia all they want.
Eventually, they'll put through the correct change, and they'll just remove Exia from the game entirely. Gun Tank also getting a hit with a couple of nerfs. The HP down to 1,100 from 1,200.
I love this.
Yeah, so the charge is going to last only for less than a second and a half, down from 2 seconds. And then the core fighter is going to take a bit longer to recharge. And then his missiles, slight fire rate increase. And apparently this was fixing something unintended from the last update.
Yeah, the charge nerf is going to be huge because
that's
it
seems significant.
Bread and butter of any good gun tank is that charge ability.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, talking about it, how often do you use the full charge of the gun tank? Like the full 2 seconds? I think every time I play gun tank, I cancel it with the sweep way before I ever get to the end of the charge.
Well, that's because you don't play melee characters. he will charge as long as he wants if you're a melee character. He'll either charge circles around you and wait till his friends come, or he will use his charge to get away.
Okay. Maybe I just haven't been using the charge efficiently, which is entirely possible.
Your play style, right? It's however you want to play it, but yeah, he's ran away successfully using the charge several times.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations, I guess.
Even just like being annoying because the charge is a bit faster. So if you're like running towards the health, I've seen him just like, oh, it's mine now. Just deny it with the charge.
Okay. All right. I kind of get where you're coming from now. And it does reduce the amount of time he is invulnerable to projectiles from the front as well, which I guess is also significant. Turney is another one that we're both sad about. We both played Turney. Turney is getting a little bit of a health reduction down to 1,000, which is a bummer.
That's terrible.
That hurts my soul a little bit, yeah. And then his beam rifle is getting reduced from 12 ammunition down to 10, which is what it was originally when it came out. Because do you remember a while back, I think it was like season 3, like across the board, almost every single suit got more magazine size.
That's right.
Everybody got
Yeah,
like 2 to 10 more bullets, something like that. So this is less of a nerf and more of a revert, but it's still a little annoying.
yeah,
I'm just glad they didn't touch his suplex again.
yeah, yeah,
So as long as they stay away from the suplex, which is, in my opinion, the most fun part of it,
yeah, yeah.
I'll be happy.
They need to stay away from the pancake. But yeah,
Yeah.
the health reduction's like pretty significant because if you're using the butterfly ability and you're up in the sky, like I don't know how many times I've used that ability and I've only had like a few pips because everyone tries to focus fire me down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be significant because the butterfly is one of the funnest things to do in the game.
I think it's the single most effective ability in the game. Like, it's so powerful.
Yeah,
And like, turn A turns games, like we always say.
yeah.
But not all bad, because this powerful ass moonbeam butterfly G maneuver is getting a buff.
Yeah,
It's gonna be almost 10% easier to get to.
yeah, that's true. And I guess you can just, pick your spots better to counter the
Yeah.
HP
Yeah.
nerf.
You won't be able to mix it up as much as you used to be. Just kind of a shame. You still have the heal. I almost would have taken a nerf to the heal over the overall HP,
Oh yeah, I would definitely would for that.
Yeah. But I think, honestly, I don't think his overall effectiveness is going to change that much. The fully charged shot goes through people, and the more people you hit, the more charge you get on your G maneuver.
Yeah, the bullet's also bigger, so that helps.
Yeah. If you can hit your shots, and if you can hit those pierce shots, you'll still be butterflying all the time.
Yeah, actually, I think I misspoke. He doesn't get bigger bullets.
Mm-mm.
He does not get bigger
No,
bullets.
yeah. No, he is, because the beam rifle that he has technically is an automatic weapon. It just fires really slow. New, also getting the bullet upgrade, which is good. I needed it. And the fin funnel adjustment is kind of interesting, because no longer accumulate fin funnel marks on invincible units, which to me really just reads like a buff to Melee Zaku.
Yeah,
Melee Zaku and Turney and GM, I think, are the only 3 units with like invulnerability. On GM and Turney, it's just kind of a bonus.
yeah. It's definitely a buff for Melee Zaku because I remember when New first came out and I was playing him a lot more. I would like look for Melee Zaku because I'm like, oh, free fun funnel or free fin funnel charge.
Yeah.
And when it's fully charged, it does a ton of damage.
Oh yeah.
And so a really good counter for the Melee Zaku, which already struggles, I think, in certain team compositions. You have to be pretty. He's a tough melee. He's easily the toughest melee character to play, I think.
Oh, easily, yeah. I don't even play Melee, but I know that. Yeah. Asamar. Asamar's damage on the napalm grenade is getting reduced by 3, 22 to 19. But the cooldown is also being reduced from 12 to 10. And like the damage reduction, I don't really see being a huge issue. But like cooldown from 12 to 10 on this napalm grenade, like this change, despite the damage adjustment, just feels like a straight buff to Asamar.
It does. It really does. It's already such a problem, the napalm, because it goes through walls.
Yeah, it goes through walls. He can huck it from here to the next county.
Yeah, you can throw it across the map. It goes through walls. I see enough napalms already.
Yeah, I feel like there's an Asamar in every game, and like in casual mode especially. Very, very common pick.
Yeah.
because of the mobility. The gun is really good. Uh, the napalm grenade is excellent, and then the alt is kind of a get out of jail free card. I guess he needed it. There's going to be napalm on the map more often than there isn't. It feels
The
like,
map's just gonna be on fire.
yeah,
Much
the
now.
Asamar on either team, it's just constantly a fire somewhere.
Yeah.
But moving on to the other flying unit, Memphis, the gun turret cooldown is going from 9 to 12. I don't know. I'm not a Memphis player. I don't really know. I don't get it.
I,
The turret's not that strong.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I think they're being nitpicky about this one because I play Metis
Mm,
and yeah, yes, it's true. I always have the gun turret ready to be placed, but you
yeah.
don't use the gun turret like that.
Hmm.
I don't think that like the gun turret itself was something that even needed to be touched. I think you being able to replace it for the most part all the time didn't really affect how how useful Metis is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think it'll change much of like anything really.
The only like super rationale I can think of is to reduce his 1v1 capability,
Oh, that's true.
because I have fought some Methuses who will just throw it out like while I'm fighting them. And it's like kind of a mild annoyance, and maybe that has tipped it in a way that they didn't intend to.
Yeah, I guess you got a point that in 1v1s he's not going to be as dangerous because he has that cooldown.
Yeah, yeah. So, or the chance of him being dangerous when you run into him on by yourself is might be slightly lowered.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't seem. It seems like kind of a nothing burger change.
Yeah, I would say
Uh,
so. I don't think it'll change
uh,
much.
on the other hand, the big change, like I think outside of susanowo being added to the game, this seems like it seems crazy that they're doing this a little bit.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love it too, but it just I was like, I absolutely did not expect this. I kind of taken aback.
Yeah.
So GM Sniper 2, originally you could only scope in and shoot your sniper rifle while you're under the effect of your G maneuver. So G maneuver reveals targets through walls, and then when you are like bouncing on your pad or just sort of hovering, you could zoom in and shoot. Now the zoom in and shoot while hovering is just part of his normal kit. You don't have to be under the G maneuver to do it. You can jump over a wall, hover, take a shot, and or you can jump off your bounce pad and do it. Uh,
Yeah.
so wild. It seems like such an incredible buff. Not only on top of that, HP is going to 900, and then the boost, instead of having one boost, he's going to get two short boosts. Scoping in the air and then taking a shot consumes a certain amount of boost gauge. It looked like you could get one shot off doing that.
Yeah. Well,
Not all of it.
well, the two boost I think is significant because just having one boost, you're kind of just sitting there. Like
Yeah.
once you use the boost, you're done. There's not
Mhm.
really getting away. It's almost better to just like try and fight and pull it off.
Yeah.
If someone like closes the distance against you. Now, I would say you're a lot more squirrely, so you can actually dodge melees a lot better than you used
Yeah.
to. So you're not a sitting duck anymore. But this overall is just a huge buff for GM Sniper. I honestly think that they're doing it because Dynamis. To me, and this is just my opinion, but like
Mhm.
Dynamis is just clearly better sniper than GM.
Mm.
His kit's just better. But with this change, I think now you can make a really good argument that GM, especially with that Pickaboo ability, I'm very. I think the best thing about it is it's going to be a lot more fun to play GM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because imagine just like hopping on the bouncy pad and pulling off a headshot in the air. Talk about like 360 no scopes and stuff. Like you can do it now. You can do it.
Oh, you're so right. Yeah. This is like a what do you call it? a force multiplier for people who are already like really good at sniping. Oh man, I just have like this like nightmare of like on harbor bouncing up over the wall.
You know there's gonna be like you're gonna go into a match and then just
Yeah,
randomly run across the guy, and
yeah,
he's just gonna
yeah,
be dominating, just bouncy pad sniping across the map. Like, where's he at? Oh, there he is. Like,
yeah. XX Sniper Jesus 69
yeah, yeah,
XX
he's gonna be like
is.
whack-a-mole from a distance. Like his head's gonna be over there, it's gonna be over there. He's just gonna be popping up.
Gundam Evolution is a really like small game population wise. So you don't see a lot of hackers or aimbotting, or at least not like flagrantly. But I'm just like, man, somebody with an aimbot in this shit, it's gonna be gross.
I can't. I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
And on top of all that, when you're in your G maneuver, aiming in the air will not consume boost gauge. So you can just you'll just be able to hover for a good while and get several shots off in a row in your G maneuver.
The highlight reels are gonna be epic.
Highlight
I
reels,
can't wait to make
yeah,
videos on this.
yeah.
I just want to
Yeah, get
use.
your Call of Duty hit marker noise
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. I'm only going to use the G mover after I'm in the air.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna use the G maneuver, get on the bouncy pad, and then just hover there as long as possible.
Oh,
See how many
man.
kills I can get.
You're right. The decision between taking GM Sniper and Dynamis now is much, much tougher. If you have the Sharingan or the what's the eye? Is that the Sharingan, right? The
Yeah,
Naruto thing.
the Sharingan. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the if you got the Sharingan, take GM2, man.
The Sharingan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got it.
If you want Sharon gone, take GM2. But the other sniper, speaking of Dynamis, getting 100 HP, which
I like that. He's more tanky.
yeah, for again, talk about adjustments made for one unit because Susanowo, it just feels like he's just gonna bully snipers super hard with that instant dash and the slowdown and shit.
He's gonna be a like a ninja, but from a pure just like fun kind of like enjoyment perspective, I think now
Yeah.
GM is a clear winner now because
Mm.
he seems like he's a lot more fun now with
With
with the
the
hover jump.
Yeah.
He seems like he's because now he's a playmaker, right? Like you, if you're
Mhm.
doing bounces and G maneuvers and getting headshots in the air, like that seems like a lot of fun to me.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, he's probably in terms of just enjoyment and having some fun, he's probably the
Mhm.
pick that I would choose over both snipers at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah. And that's kind of it for adjustments. There's some little things like being able to see your shield durability gauge when it's bottomed out, and then some animation adjustments for Turney and Maresai about the shooting animations and the charging animations. We got some map adjustments. This is a good one. The position of repair packs have been adjusted for easier access when in battle. So this will eliminate the shit where you're like, oh, I know there's a repair thing around the corner. So you dash around the corner, you hug the corner a little too hard, and then you're in between the wall and the repair pack, and then get killed by Dom, right?
Yep,
So
story of my life.
it'll make picking up repair packs a little bit easier, a little more intuitive. That's
Yeah,
what it feels like.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice because that's really annoying when you think like, oh,
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
made it to the repair pack. I'm alive, and then it's just like, no, you're not.
Nope. You dead.
You missed it.
Uh, And then for thermal plant, so they've shaved down some of the ceilings. So flying and units that'll get you up in the air, anything like that, will feel better to use. You won't get caught on these like little overhang stuff so much. But yeah, they just have a handful of screenshots here about.
Yeah.
I know, like again, I don't play super mobile units, but I do play Turn A, and I have totally botched some butterfly G maneuvers because of these walls and shit.
Yeah, I think those ceiling walls are just kind of they served no purpose. Like they just took away from the game
Yeah, yeah.
the fun of the game. Like they didn't add anything. They just took away the ability to fly away or
Yeah.
perform a
Yeah.
ult in the air or whatever. But yeah, I'm glad they did that. It wasn't
Oh,
even
same.
something that like I was even thinking that they would ever do, but I'm glad that they took the time to make that adjustment.
Yeah, yeah. They did that the last patch too. A couple of like corridors and stuff, make them a little easier to traverse. Model of areas set to be impassable was quite small in relation to the collision, so just some places that you could get onto, but you shouldn't have. They're making sure that you should be able to get onto the ones you should, and not be able to get on the ones you shouldn't. So, but there's no screenshots or anything, so I imagine that's pretty minor. And then headquarters is getting some revisions. The one with the core Chan on either end.
Shan, yeah.
So we were reading over this, and I don't really know what they're talking about. I'll just read it verbatim here. It seemed difficult for some attackers to return to the respawn point during the core phase, so the operation and shape of the shutter gimmick have been adjusted to allow the return to the respawn point a bit easier. You can ride the upper surface of the shutter gimmick to be raised near the respawn point during the core phase. And so shutter gimmicks, it's like the things in the colony map where the walls come up and down, I don't really remember seeing them on this headquarters map. I know there's the walls that have the big health packs behind them on either side of the central point. And I think those go down whenever the point gets taken, and then it becomes an attack defend type of situation. But I don't remember them like raising up and down or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember ever being an attacker and having difficulty getting back to the spawn point on that map because I don't think I've ever done it.
Yeah, I don't
Or at least in a way that I remember.
yeah, I don't even know what they're talking about there.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
honest.
So, yeah, I don't know either. But whatever. If it's something people wanted, great, good for you. If you know what they're talking about in the comments, please let us know because we certainly don't.
Yeah, I have
we're not
no
that,
clue.
we're not that smart. Uh, and then the other changes to headquarters are it being shortened significantly. So normally originally you had to get up to 5 points, right? Um, either you take the central point, you get a point, and then for every half of the core you destroyed, you got a point, and then if you defended the core entirely, you got a point. So this is interesting. It looks like there's only going to be one core phase, or no, two core phases. No, yeah, the core health part is still gonna be divided, right? Because victory condition is 3 points.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You can end the game in the first phase of the first attack opportunity for the core is the big thing.
yeah,
So the game can now go really, really fast.
I don't know, man. See, okay, so I kind of liked how long the headquarters mode took because I thought it was good for getting your challenges done.
Yeah,
If you needed 30 kills or 100,000 damage, like you could do it in one game.
you could do it in one game. Another thing is that like because the games ended up taking longer, like those matches lasted longer because the teams were having some good rounds and some bad rounds. But there's been times where you have a really bad start, but you get a little warmed up. You start hitting your shot, and you can make a comeback. And like those are
Yeah.
very satisfying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Winning the match that way, I thought it brought something that was a little unique to the game. None of the other modes have that, but if they just want to have everything go fast, I can understand why they would want that as well.
Yeah, I get it. And like a lot of people did think it was like too long and they complained a lot about it. But now this is going to be fast and they did increase the amount of time required to secure the main target and how much HP the core has to make this not be over instantly after you lose the main point.
Yeah.
I did like the back and forth, but also on the other hand, a lot of people, or like everybody's kind of figured out how to get around the defenses and stuff. Because like, man, Zaku 2 range just kind of runs rampant on that map.
Without the core getting a health increase, right? If that never
Yeah.
happened, Zaku can just solo the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you get to that core phase, it's like he's a menace on that map. But
Oh, absolutely.
I'm curious to see how much durability it has, because if Zaku's still going around doing the same thing,
It's not gonna matter.
yeah, did they increase it enough to where Range Zaku can no longer solo a game?
Yeah.
Does he actually need his team to win that match now?
I hope so. So I like the mode a lot, and like I want it to like succeed and like be popular. It's fun. It's kind of ambitious for this kind of game. It's very complicated for a hero shooter mode, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how it plays out. I don't feel strongly one way or the other.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna feel like a whole new game for
Yeah,
that
you're
map.
not wrong. And it feels like they're trying to like really nail down this rule set, because they probably have another map like this like ready to go. But they're like, oh shit, we better fix it so people aren't mad again when we release another one.
Yeah, someone needs to
That's
tell them to
fine.
make capture the flag.
Oh my god. Yes, please.
That's
Give
what
me capture the flag.
give me capture the flag in Gundam. It doesn't have to be a flag, but like, capture
Yeah.
Korchan or something.
Yeah. You capture the Haro ball.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be great.
Well, that's everything. Oh, the last thing to say about headquarters, by the way, I lied. It's not everything. Headquarters is only going to be in casual. It's not going to be in ranked anymore. Which I didn't know it was that. I guess they're still really testing it. They don't know how it's gonna. They must not know how it's going to turn out one way or the other. Otherwise, it would probably still be in ranked.
They got tired of Range Zaku just winning the match in ranked.
Yeah, but we're not really ranked players, so
Yeah,
it doesn't super affect us.
Yeah, we don't care about that rule.
And then lastly, very, very lastly, if you do really well in ranked, you'll get more points. So that seems natural and normal and how they should do it.
Yep.
And that's it. That's every little bit of news. Comes out, patch drops on the night of the 28th.
The biggest changes I'm excited for are the GM hover sniping ability and Susanowo.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be wild. Very happy about that Maresai change. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. For checking out these new patch notes, and we'll see you in Gundam Evolution.
Yeah. Come find me. Come find out what a real melee player will do to you.
Oh no! He's talking mess. Okay, bye everybody.
Rebels 9000. Figure it out.
Bye.